Hello and welcome to CX Today. I'm Rhys Fisher, Deputy Editor, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Thor Mitskog, the CEO of Cyber Acoustics. Thor, thank you for joining me. How are you doing today?
Great, Reese. Good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been good to catch up. I'm really looking forward to the chat. Um, Obviously, today what we're going to be talking about is Cyber Acoustics Agent Assist solution. We're actually going to be including a demo video later on in this video, so you guys can see it in action for yourselves. But before that, Thor, could you maybe just explain precisely what Agent Assist is and how it works?
Yeah, so the Agent Assistant headset family, we have several products now, was developed for the call center marketplace. It's obviously been adopted by other commercial customers for similar type applications, but the background of the headset was intended for call centers. How we developed it was in our conversations with our BPO or call center clients, um, they had asked if we had any type of training solutions that they explained the typical scenario, which has been around for 40 years, 30 to 40 years, has been an analog type solution where it's allowed previously an agent to connect to a hard telephone and then also allow the supervisor or coach to also attach to that same analog phone system. And over time, as desktop phones have gone obsolete for the most part in the call center space, it's shifted over to connection to a computer via digital connection, USB connection. The problem is the technology really didn't change over the course of this transition from phone systems to desktops. And instead, they continue to add band-aids, I call it, of cable systems that would allow you to connect an analog headset via digital connection to the desktop, still bringing along all the old legacy type applications that came with this QD training solution. And so when we were asked the question a few years back is, do we have a solution that could, that work in the training environment? We took a step back and looked at this old system that has a lot of limitations. One being analog, doesn't have the ability to provide any digital functionality like noise cancellation for background noise cancellation for the person speaking into the headset. It also doesn't allow the agents or the coach or slash supervisor to listen to each other's conversation through the ear cups because it's just the limitation of the technology. And from an operational standpoint, it's expensive because you have all these extra cables you have to manage, and from the headset perspective, and so you got multiple layers of things you have to support, and it's just not clean. And then there is also problems when clients want to come in and audit a particular call center. The call center would need to, put these old QD training solutions back in place so they could listen to a particular agent's call. They wouldn't do it across all the call center floor. They would just do it like one or two so they could, client could hopefully listen to a call during that thing. So these are all the things that kind of we looked at in our development of our solution. So our agent assist solution, and we've changed the name from training to agent assist because of what the solution does longer term for our call centers. And so when we looked at all these problems associated with a traditional analog solution, we said, look, we think we can bring digital into play here. There was some limitation on the technology that was available to develop such a solution. So we had to kind of look at what was available at our arsenal that we could develop in our R&D think tank. And we brought forward a solution that now allows the agent and basically every agent to use our headset as during their training process, but also as after they graduate training, it becomes their ongoing learning tool, which is a huge benefit for them in the call center and the client. And with our solution, besides those three things, we also bring in technology of noise cancellation and the ability to hear both the coach and supervisor during calls, and those are added pluses with the use of digital technology. And obviously, we have a roadmap of other features that will continue to further enhance these devices. But those three tendencies of training, continued learning, which benefits both agent and the call center, and then lastly, a big benefit to the client when they do their audits are what we developed in our training solutions.
Great. I think it's a really nice kind of breakdown of the origin of the solution. And I know you touched upon this there, the AI powered noise cancellation. I know that's one of the key features of the tool. How does that tech enhance call clarity for agents, for customers, and for coaches?
Yeah. So with our introduction of our AI solutions last year, and basically it's all on board chip, nothing in the cloud. So we protect privacy. You don't need, if you have any HIPAA requirements with some of the U.S. clients with medical records and private information, we don't put anything up in the cloud, because that's just another layer of security that you got to worry about. So our noise cancellation technology resides directly on our headsets, and with our chip provider, we have a lot of more flexibility to do other things with our AI noise cancellation power headset. So we can monitor the mic level to make sure mic level is appropriate. We can also monitor the conversation, and making sure that there's not two parties talking at the same time, meaning client and agent. And we have some things that are coming down the pipeline that can also monitor the tone of the conversation. But it all stems back from our AI noise cancellation engine, which it today eliminates all noise. It doesn't matter the environment, whether it's a hybrid work environment from very things that you can't stop, sirens outside, maintenance workers doing lawn care, or farm or dog or family pets chirping around. But then in the call center environment, all the traditional bells, noises, a lot of chatter from other agents, it all gets eliminated, and that obviously helps better the whole overall experience. And that's part of all our headsets on our AI level family, including our agent assist training solution. So that's just a key ingredient to the agent assist headset. But the big functionality of the agent assist is the ability to have now an option to have support when needed, whether during training or during a regular workday call where you don't need to transfer it to the supervisor. Supervisor can support the call, and the agent can continuously learn by hearing how that call was supported. So the AI noise cancellation helps overall for both those parties, but it's just one of the key ingredients to the solution.
Perfect. So, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to now show you a demo video of Agent Assist so that you can see for yourselves what Thor's been talking about. And yeah, we're going to play that for you right now. Enjoy.
Imagine an agent training solution that eliminates the need for quick disconnect headsets while helping your IT department streamline inventory management. What if that same system includes environmental noise cancellation for both the coach and agents, while allowing them to move about the call center floor while still actively helping a customer? No QD headset offers any of these features, but Cyber Acoustics agent training solution does it all. Just one HS1500 BT2 worn by the coach compare with any number of AC304 TR headsets worn by agents, making training efficient and cost-effective. Coaches can easily listen in or even take over the conversation when needed with just the press of a button. With another tap, coaches can easily disconnect and then move on to help another agent or return to their own workstation. All because of the powerful AI noise-canceling microphone in both the AC304TR and HS1500 BT2 that ensures clear calls for both agents and coaches, no matter how noisy the environment is. Modernize your agent training system with Cyber Acoustics.
So there you have it. That was the demo, and you can see from it there, what an impressive piece of kit it is. So in terms of, I suppose, an operational standpoint now, Thor, what benefits can organizations expect in terms of training efficiency, overall productivity when implementing this solution?
So, the traditional training solutions that we sought to replace, they're used for a portion of the agent's, you know, career. I should say a very short period. It's just an initial phase, and then they get put aside and used for the next batch of agents that come in. What is the key difference between us, CA's portfolio of training solutions versus the old school technology is everybody continues to learn all the time. I don't care what job you're in your career, and you learn new stuff all the time. If you're not, then you become a dinosaur. And the same applies to agents in the call center space. And so our tool is designed to be their everyday use scenario. It's less expensive than deploying traditional technology from the other big companies for headsets. And it allows now the agent to not only do the training, but learn every day. And the best example is, so agents now actively on the floor, and they get, whether it's one a day, multiple a day, or one every couple days, there's going to be a scenario where they're talking to a customer, and that has to go to escalate and it has to be transferred to a supervisor. And when that happens today, the agent transfers the call to the supervisor. They don't get to listen on how the supervisor resolves the problem. They don't get that benefit. With our headset, they'll get that benefit. And so they continuously learn. And that's a huge plus to call centers because now they have agents that become more experienced, a bigger benefit, and a bigger draw to their end clients because now, like I said, look, our agents are more savvy than the other BPO because they don't implement these tools. So, from the agent's perspective, the agent gets to continuously learn. And when they want to advance their career, now they have this added experience with the ability to how to resolve problems that are done by supervisors. And that's a huge plus for them because now they may be able to graduate up to be a coach or supervisor or jump to another BPO. And so those are the two big benefits from the call center side. From a procurement side, they like us because instead of having to buy multiple cables, these analog headsets to do these trainings, which are only used for a short time during the agent's life cycle at a call center, they go away. You don't need to. And now they don't have to fill up an IT closet with all these extra devices and all the extra expenses and line items. So procurement likes us happy. It keeps happy. But the most important point to the client is when it comes to audit. So today in a call center, just use a big credit card company. So they have multiple call centers scattered throughout the world. And now they need to go make sure those call centers are doing exactly what they had outlined in their contract. So they audit them. And today they say, okay, we're coming in. We're going to listen to calls and make sure the agents are conducting the calls correctly. Well, it's not that simple. And so how it's done today is, let's just say in a particular call center, there's a queue of 10 agents that's supporting a particular client. They have to set up typically one of those 10 agents with the old school QD technology, which then the client is there to audit. They have to wait patiently, wait for a call to come in for that particular agent, not the other 10, not the other 9, just that one. And so they don't have the luxury of being able to pick and choose of the 10, they get one. And so it's a time game. And the calls that come in, they may not be exactly what they wanted to hear, etc. So it's just it really kind of sucks for them. So now with our solution, all 10 agents can have the headset and that client can roam to any of them. Nobody else can do this today in the technology world of training solutions or agent assist. We're the only guy. And it's been very well received because of that particular function. And so we've had several major clients that have now opted in for our solution because of the problem it solves for their side for doing audits and how easily and convenient it is. So those are the big pluses, both the call center, the agents ability to learn and grow in their environment, and then the benefit to the end client with the ability to audit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, moving on perhaps to what every potential buyer's favorite subject will be, and that's the ROI. We know that organizations are cautious when it comes to investing in new tech, especially with so much on the market at the minute. So, how does Agent Assist deliver that ROI, particularly when compared perhaps with traditional headset setups?
So it's pretty easy with us because today our cost, even with our adding in these features, is less than the other guy's standard offering headsets. So right off the bat, from a procurement standpoint, we've solved their problem. You know, they're always trying to drive cost out of their purchasing, and now we have solved the issue. And from a uh, IT implementation, you know, the big issue with IT today is they have so many different softwares to manage. And now, you know, with wonderful Microsoft, they're continuing to, you know, bring new valuation or a value with their latest Windows. Well, a lot of clients have started to shift away from those OSs and looking at like Linux and looking at Chrome OS, etc. So different operating systems, which, you know, adds more complexity and headaches to the IT side. We are operating system agnostic. You just plug it in, it works. So the fact that we do this on hardware, we're simplifying their job. You don't need to manage another software utility and plug in. And you know, everybody I've talked to in IT over the years, nobody likes software, right? And because software can break things, hardware you just plug it in, and we're a dumb USB device. I call it that way in the sense that this is we don't you don't have to install any drivers. It just works, and so that's the way we've designed our AI noise cancellation solutions, and more importantly, our training solution, our agent assist headsets are the same thing. Now we do have software plugins that exploit additional benefits and features, and those are by choice. But to get the standard training in this agent assist that I just explained, you don't need to deal with software, and that's the big benefit on to the call centers and the end clients. And so your return on investment is immediately felt because you're helping your agents learn and continuously learn. You're reducing cost of traditional old school technologies that have been around for decades from a training perspective. So operations likes it that, and then your end client, they see the benefit right away by able to audit and effectively and efficiently audit any agent they want for a particular matter. So we feel we've got from a cost uh, perspective in valuation, we got a pretty easy answer for our clients right now. It says, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll be music to contact center buyers' ears, listening to that. So just finally here, I'm gonna maybe a question looking ahead a little bit. How do you see the agent assist solution perhaps evolving to meet the future needs of contact center agents?
Well, the good thing is we're in the early stages of it, right? So QD technology, as I stated, has been around since the desktop phone has been here, right? So 35, 40 years. So I got a pretty good runway right now on my agent assist that, yes, software, you can do things with software, etc., but you're still using hardware to do your calls and you still have an agent. The solution we have is going to be around for quite some time. The good thing is we can only enhance it further with some of the additional components. And these will be, relevant, to software, and hardware upgrades. So, we have some things on the horizon that will improve the overall agent's communication. We have some immediate tools that we're rolling out this summer that are addressing simplistic, daily metrics. So today, for example, agents have always been coached, or they've had their end of day, what did I did wrong, what did I do right session with their coach. And the problem with that is if you're doing a 8-hour shift and then your coach says, well, you did this wrong, you were pushing your mute button too much, you were talking over the clients too much, you didn't have your mic in the right place. So what we're doing is providing real-time feedback with simple little plugins that are tied to our headsets that give this agent this notification that said, look, adjust these things. So our map, uh, going forward for the agent assist is, look, we got the basic foundation set that covers 80% of the daily need and improvements that are needed. Um, all these other things that we're sprinkling in will be very positive, to the solution, but from the core perspective, we've got it locked. And honestly, we don't see this needing to change for many years to come based on the use case and what we've seen with other technologies. This is the wave of the future, at least for the next 10 to 15 years, from interaction with agents in training, et cetera, within the call center. Until they put robots in place, which I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. They're actually going to be doing the phone calls. I don't. I think that's probably at least 10 years away. So I think we're in good shape. So
Yeah, we should be all good for at least a decade.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's been a really interesting chat about the solution there, and giving us a really good sort of understanding of how it works, how it's going to help people, the tech it uses. So yeah, I'd just like to thank you again for joining me today, Thor.
Rhys, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Excellent. And I'd also like to quickly just thank our viewers for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe to the channel. And remember to keep an eye out on cxday.com for all the latest news and events surrounding the world of customer experience. Until next time, thank you for watching.